Olá, boa noite. Eu sou o Biribó, hoje com um novo game no canal. The Longest Journey, a viagem mais longa, da norueguesa Funcom, publicado em novembro de 1999. Para a apresentação, resumo o artigo de Lewis Demby no site Honest Gamers em 25 de agosto de 2010. Queria escrever 2 resenhas, mas isso não é permitido, o que torna The Longest Journey um jogo muito difícil de enfrentar. É genuinamente brilhante, mas atormentado por problemas fundamentais. Abrange tudo o que eu quero que o futuro dos jogos seja, mas agora parece quase totalmente obsoleto. The Longest Journey é um jogo de aventura de apontar e clicar de 1999, mecanicamente comum, mas maravilhoso e criativo de muitas maneiras. É datado não apenas por seu mecanismo, mas também por seu formato. Mas faz coisas que nenhum outro jogo fez. Você interpreta April Ryan, uma personagem que inicialmente irrita, mas por todas as razões certas. Uma estudante de arte de 18 anos, ela deixou sua infância sombria para uma vida na cidade grande, Newport, um lugar dividido entre subúrbios degradados e um extraordinário centro de alta tecnologia. As configurações do jogo são improvavelmente brilhantes. Posicionado 200 anos no futuro, o universo de The Longest Journey é crível, mas profundamente enraizado na fantasia. Newport sobe para o céu de tinta por vários níveis. Policiais corruptos guardam suas muitas portas, e os arredores são sonolentos e imbuídos de caráter. Estes, os lugares em que você começa. Aqueles para os quais você eventualmente viaja, desafiam as expectativas. April é uma protagonista tão tangível quanto qualquer pessoa que eu já vi. Eu acho que é isso que ainda diferencia The Longest Journey não apenas de seus pares do gênero, mas de quaisquer pares em contar histórias em todos os jogos. Talvez o meio não devesse estar tão preso em novas e inventivas maneiras de tecer contos, pois, em última análise, as histórias não são sobre como são contadas, são sobre as pessoas que envolvem. Se acho bom uma personagem em branco para projetar minha personalidade e ter vários finais, no epílogo sinto que nada foi tão impressionantemente tocante quanto a situação de April Ryan, uma personagem tão real quanto um protagonista de videogame precisa ser. O que significa que, por ter 18 anos, ela é inicialmente terrível, dessa maneira cativante que os jovens de 18 anos são terríveis. A maneira como eu certamente me lembro do eu de 18 anos, ingenuidade compreensível, mascarada por uma frente de pretensão, falando em qualquer que seja a linguagem do dia. Fundamentalmente, ela é uma pessoa em que você acredita e investe por todas as suas fraquezas irritantes. Ela tem sonhos, tanto literal quanto figurativamente, que moldarão toda a sua vida. Assim como todos nós, é claro. É que os sonhos de April também estão intrinsecamente ligados à natureza da própria realidade. Este é um jogo enorme, extenso, sem fim em profundidade, mas também em comprimento. Seu nome não é uma mera coincidência. Estende-se por horas e além. Segmentos enormes são menos interessantes do que outros. Ele requer um investimento pesado, mas há uma razão para isso que no final você entenderá. Você embarca nessa jornada com April e quanto mais árduo, frustrante, comovente e mágico for, mais você terá aprendido com a experiência, o que parece um absurdo fofo. Mas é importante enfatizar o quão maravilhosa é a narrativa de The Longest Journey. É quase fácil esquecer que seu diálogo é tão habilmente escrito, porque sua qualidade é tal que você nem o percebe. As personagens parecem simplesmente existir, comunicando-se na medida que as pessoas se comunicam, o que nos leva a suspender sem esforço a descrença, mesmo em relação a toda a magia e fantasia. É notável. Sinceramente, eu diria que nenhum outro jogo fez melhor. E é por isso que é um jogo complicado para se escrever criticamente, Porque, bem, do que falamos aqui? Eu sempre olhei para The Longest Journey com tanto carinho. Jogando novamente, fiquei muitas vezes encantado, comovido ou surpreso. Mas essa foi a reação à narrativa, em vez de qualquer outra coisa mais ligada a um jogo. E também me senti extremamente irritado com alguns elementos, como os quebra-cabeças. É fácil identificar os jogos de aventura por seus quebra-cabeças, porque quase sempre terríveis. E não precisa ser uma característica do gênero. Os dilemas ambientais de Penumbra e grande parte de Machinarium apresentam soluções fabulosas, desviantemente desafiadoras, mas perfeitamente inteligentes. Pode ser feito. E é trágico que The Longest Journey, certamente entre os grandes da aventura, não tenha conseguido. Muitos falaram de como o jogo frequentemente apresenta longos trechos de pouco desafio. Fico feliz em dizer que essas são, de longe, suas melhores sessões. Quando sente a obrigação de complicar os quebra-cabeças, tudo se torna imensamente cansativo. Alguns são só malucos. Outros, com algum sentido, são desnecessariamente arrastados. E onde The Longest Journey falha como uma obra literária, e sério, é uma, são as sessões em que esquece a história, caindo em períodos enormes em que os puzzles vão crescendo e crescendo, abandonando o que o faz notável. Eu nunca pensei que escreveria isso, mas é inevitável, pois é a única coisa que ameaça seriamente o status do jogo. Sua aparência certamente nos impõe algum tempo para acostumar. Cenários lindos ficam atrás de personagens angulares, enquanto o design de arte espetacular é manchado por pixels enormes. Mas tudo bem. Você aprende rapidamente a não perceber. Já o problema dos quebra-cabeças, este está sempre presente. Voltando a jogar The Longest Journey, descobri que nem sempre gostei, mas, crucialmente, eu nunca deixei de amá-lo. E quando você vê um jogo, realmente especial, e pensa em quão desesperadamente você quer que todos o joguem, um desses conceitos se torna bem mais importante do que o outro. The Longest Journey não é perfeito, mas nessa imperfeição está algo extremamente especial, algo tão mágico e tão humano. Não é o melhor jogo de aventura que eu já joguei, mas é o que mais adoro. A avaliação, por muito pouco, não completou 5 estrelas. Agora retomo para dizer que jogo no PC a versão da Steam, com vozes em inglês e textos e legendas em espanhol. Configuração bem difícil, já que os arquivos para este game só instalam vozes e legendas num mesmo idioma. Só após muita procura, cheguei ao trabalho do Danixo86, linkado pelo usuário Legluondinet Novo, no foro de discussão da GOG, que altera apenas a parte escrita para o espanhol. Avisem, por favor, eventuais problemas no som ou na imagem, tanto do game quanto de minha câmera ou microfone. Prólogo: um leão está nas ruas.
So, you've come to hear me tell a story, have you?
If you please, we would love to hear one of your stories. You have seen so much. You have lived so long.
Oh, so good of you to remind me of my age, child. No, don't worry. I am an old woman, but I've lived a long and fulfilling life, and I do have stories to tell. Which story would you like to hear?
A true one. A true story.
All my stories are true, child. There are enough fairy tales in the worlds already. There's no need for me to make up more, believe me.
Tell us the story of the balance, then.
You want the story of the balance? Oh, that's a long story, child, and not one I'd venture to tell at this hour. But perhaps I could tell you a story that I heard a long time ago. A story that became a crucial turning point in the history of the balance. And that set in motion wheels that to this day are still turning.
Please, yes, that does sound like a story we'd like to hear.
Very well. This story, like all good stories, begins where it ends, in a tower, in a realm that is no more.
Don't tell me I'm dreaming again.
You know, for once, just once, it would be nice to have a decent night's sleep without waking up screaming from a bad dream at 4 a.m. I'm in my undies. That's so not appropriate. Postcard pretty. There's a storm heading this way. Even the weather sucks in my dreams. I feel so charmed. What's happening? Oh, perfect. I guess if I don't do something to save that egg, I'll suffer 7 years of bad karma or something.
Olhar ou pegar? Olhar.
It looks reptilian, but it can't be. It's much, much too big and I don't much care for reptiles.
Pegar.
Did that sound come from the egg? Boy, that's some chick. I don't think I can get a good grip on it. It's too big and slippery, and I might drop it by accident.
Ninho.
It's a nest, padded with large scales, very large scales. For some strange reason, I have a feeling I should get the hell out of here before the tenants return.
Pegar alguma coisa no ninho?
This is interesting. I've never seen a scale this size before. I'll keep it as a souvenir. It's a large, slick, and somehow disturbingly reptilian scale.
Árvore velha.
I'm an artist, not a botanist, but I'm pretty certain this tree is dead, or close to it.
Ramo da árvore.
It's as dry as a bone. It'd probably snap right off in a second.
Posso arrancar então?
Oh, the suffering we must endure.
What?
Why do you take such pleasure in torturing us?
Torturing you? Who are you?
We are the voice of all trees, the spirit of wood and leaf.
You're a talking tree?
No, a tree does not talk. At least not in your tongue. The tongue of trees is the language of wood, root, and leaf.
Who are you then?
Like we said, we are the voice of all trees. Whenever an injustice is done, we must speak for the tree if we are present.
It's the branch. I shouldn't have broken the branch off.
Oh, what does it matter anyway? There is nothing more to be done for us. We are simply here to provide comfort in the final passing to Earth.
We? I only see one of you.
We are one with our host, as we are all one spirit, but legion.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up.
We do not expect you to understand. You are human.
O que aconteceu com a árvore?
What happened to the tree?
Oh, the pain. As the battle raged, we...
Battle?
Between the mother and Black Chaos. She was only protecting her child, but it would not back down, and the force of their battle shook the mountain. The brook that fed us was led astray, and without water, we began to wither and die.
E o que há com o ovo?
What's the deal with the egg?
Egg? What egg? Oh, of course, the child. Whenever the mother was absent, we were entrusted with the safety of the child. But now, withered and without strength, we can do nothing to help. We have failed the mother, and we despair. Our shame knows no bounds.
Who are you again?
We are the wood spirit. We come to all trees in the hour of great need to provide comfort and aid in the passing to earth, and to give a voice to those who suffer. Our time is running out as we speak. The passing to earth is about to begin. Leave us now.
What about the egg?
Oh, it is too late. Without sustenance, we do not have the strength to bring it safely home. We have failed, and the earth will know our shame for all time to come.
Tem algo que eu possa fazer para ajudar?
Isn't there anything I can do to help?
Oh, we do not expect a human to come to our aid.
Lose the attitude, okay? Just tell me if there's anything I can do.
It is futile. We need water, but there is none. Not after the brook changed course.
I'll find a way. Don't panic.
We do not panic. Unlike you, we accept our destiny. If, however, against all odds, you do succeed, we will carry the child safely back into its nest. Do not make a foolish attempt on your own. It would spell certain misery.
Rama.
It's the withered limb of a dying tree. I feel so guilty. I really do.
Rama com ovo. Não. Olhar raiz.
Lucky thing the egg got caught between those roots. It's a long way down.
Ela pode falar com a árvore, além de olhar.
I'm an artist, not a botanist, but I'm pretty certain this tree is dead, or close to it. Excuse me?
This is no time for idle conversation. We need water, so that we may live.
Mas ele não acredita que ela vai dar a solução para a água. Por que ele fica dizendo, precisamos de água? Porque a água está aqui, né? É só desviar. Riacho.
Fresh mountain water. Back in the real world, they'd probably charge $15 a bottle for this.
E aqui temos pedra.
According to the, spirit, there was some kind of battle that split the rock and changed the course of the stream.
Então é só tirar a rocha para desviar o riacho e resolver o problema. É isso? E vou usar essa escama. Ah não, a escama vai apoiar na rocha e desviar o riacho.
I'll lose my balance and fall if I have to hold the scale like this. I need something to support it with.
Ah, precisa também da forquilha.
I think I just made a funnel. Cool! I'm so proud of myself. This should do the trick. Talk about instant rehab. It's a nest, padded with large scales, very large scales. Hello? Hello?
Leave us be.
Are you okay?
We find our strength returned, and so we have no time for idle conversation. We must drink and rejoice.
Aren't we forgetting something?
Hush, listen. The song of ancient wood. Is it not sweet?
Sweet, definitely. Yeah. The baby's probably ready to boogie down as well.
The baby. Oh, the egg. Thank the earth. We almost forgot.
Uh-oh. What? What was that? Uh-oh.
It is you. You have come.
You know me?
April, daughter, I have been waiting for you.
Waiting, why?
Because it begins here, with you, as it always has.
What do you mean?
The breach and the mending, the pain and the joy, the end of the old and the dawn of the new. A different world. I am the mother of what is, but you are the mother of a future that may yet be.
How will I know? How will I know what to do?
I will guide you, and I will protect you as much as I can. But in the end, you are on your own.
I'm afraid.
You always were, my child, my daughter.
This is probably not a good thing.
Capítulo 1 Penumbra.
What a nightmare. I'm completely exhausted. I must have been tossing and turning all night. It's so hot in here, too. No wonder I keep having these weird dreams. I've basically been simmering in my own sweat every night this past week. Doesn't look like it's gonna cool down anytime soon, either. It's another sunny day in Newport.
A boa notícia é que tem dragão no jogo. E jogo com dragão.
Well, it's a good thing the studio's got proper air conditioning. I promised myself I was gonna spend most of the day working, and I don't intend to break that promise. Not this time.
Jogo com dragão não tem jeito de ser ruim. Sem chance. Olhar os posters.
I had to borrow some posters from the cafe because I just can't afford to buy any of my own. When I think about it, that's so depressing.
Cama. Olhar.
It's been too hot to sleep with a cover, so I don't. I don't need to make my bed. It's been too hot to sleep with a cover.
April.
Big surprise, I'm still here.
janela.
Nice view, if you're into brickwork.
Abrir a janela, já que tá com tanto calor. Planta.
I'm not good at taking care of living things, but this plant's doing just fine despite months of neglect.
Armário.
The wardrobe is actually made of real wood and not that synthetic crap that makes me sneeze and itch all over.
Olhar a maleta.
I could only carry one suitcase with me when I left home. There was so much I would have loved to bring, but c'est la vie. At least it was a clean break with my past. I guess when all my hard work starts paying off, I'll get a house and fill it with all kinds of new junk. The past, who needs it?
Desenhos.
It's a bunch of drawings I drew when I was a kid. I don't even know why I brought them here. They mean absolutely nothing to me.
Macaco de brinquedo. Boa das macacadas.
It's Constable Guybrush, my toy oh, ape. He doesn't much like being called monkey.
Pegar. Caixa de cartolina.
An empty cardboard box. That's so not interesting.
Roupas.
Alright, so my wardrobe's sort of chic deficient, but I can't afford to be cutting edge. Useful, practical, and cheap is my shopping mantra. When fame and wealth come knocking, I'll buy a wardrobe the size of an ocean liner and fill it with clothes for $1 million. Right now, I'll try to focus on my work.
Que é isso aqui?
It's real wood.
Ah, realmente madeira. Estantes.
Shelves.
Mesa.
That's my desk, so, theoretically, that's where I'm supposed to do my work. I think my muse has departed me for greener pastures, though, because lately, inspiration's been fleeting at best.
Cadê?
It's just a chair.
Foto. Olhar.
It's a picture of me and my friends.
Pegar. Cartão de crédito.
My cash card at the moment is really quite useless. There can't be more than $1 or $2 left in it.
Hey! You! Yeah, you! Hands up! Spread your legs! And do the monkey!
Mildly amusing, but irritating as hell. I'll shut him up now.
Melhor guardar, tia. Foto. Olhar.
It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago before it got real hot.
Livros.
I'm part of the should be reading more but life's too short generation. We embrace our illiteracy. The last book I read was How to Seduce the Man of Your Dreams. Now, if I can just find a man to dream about, I'll be all set.
Quadro.
That's my work. It's supposed to be a portrait of my life study teacher, but I think he might disagree.
Ventilador.
That fan is supposed to keep the room nice and cool in the summer. Sure, yeah, it's at least, 1/4 of a degree cooler in here when it's on.
Diário.
My on again, off again diary. We've had a turbulent relationship, her and I.
Falar com o diário.
Dear diary, Note to self. Dreams of talking trees and dragons aside, it's still no excuse for talking to inanimate matter in the real world. So quit it.
Pegar então o diário. Ah, tem que ler o diário ainda, né? Nós não começamos isso. Olhar o diário.
I've been keeping a diary intermittently since I was 5 years old. Not the same one, of course. I started this one, I think, April of this year.
Como tudo no mundo tem uma ligação, ela é April e recomeçou o diário em April. Folha de serviços. Olhar.
There's a loose sheet of paper in here.
Pegar.
Hey, it's my timesheet from the cafe. I completely forgot I put it in here. Good thing I found it, 'cause I'm broke.
Ah, o banco de horas para ganhar o dinheiro no café que ela trabalha.
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
Então, ler o diário, né? 14 de abril de 2209. Me desejo um muito feliz aniversário. Por fim, os anelados 18 e sonhados 18. Bom, não quero ser estraga-festa, mas a verdade é que não noto muita diferença com os 17. À margem de que já posso entrar nos bares e pilotar um aerodeslizador. Supunha-se que os 18 lançariam um pouco de luz às trevas de minha alma, revelando-me alguma grande verdade universal. Algo assim como o sentido da vida, pelo menos. Alguma explicação coerente de por que os meninos são completamente idiotas. Mas não, nada. Sou a mesma de antes. Nada mudou. A mesma velha e aborrecida April de sempre. O que me leva a recordar de algo realmente importante. Tenho que sair daqui, já. Tenho que marchar daqui. Aqui não há nada para mim. Eu tenho futuro, não tenho futuro nem no passado. Prefiro não recordar-me. E sei perfeitamente aonde quero ir. A Academia de Belas Artes de Veneza, em Newport. A saber se me aceitarão na escola, mas devo tentar. A Sarah aceitaram no ano passado e me disseram que, no princípio, até que consiga um trabalho e um apartamento, posso ficar com ela. Falar de minha marcha me resulta ao mesmo tempo bom e mal. Me dá medo ir-me porque nunca antes vivi sozinha e porque nunca estive em Newport. Evidentemente, também me aterra que meu querido papaizinho descubra meus planos e me obrigue a ficar. Não é que possa fazê-lo, mas sem dúvida alguma ele tentará. Mas, pelo outro lado, me agrada muitíssimo. Não posso imaginar nada melhor do que ir a viver em Veneza. Pelo que vi e me contaram, é um lugar estupendo, cheio de pequenos cafés e canais ao estilo da Veneza real. Creio que a maioria dos que vivem ali é gente jovem e criativa, e que passam de como veem ou falem os demais. Desde logo será toda uma mudança. 22 de abril. Hoje chamei a academia para informar-me sobre os requisitos de admissão e me disseram que levasse algumas de minhas obras quando chegasse. Pelo visto, não contam com requisitos específicos. Só lhes interessa que seus alunos tenham talento e trabalhem duro. A senhora com quem falei foi muito amável, mas não me prometeu nada. Me disse que há um montão de aspirantes e muito poucas vagas. De toda forma, eu sei que o meu trabalho é bom, e desde logo, por dedicação e horas que não seja, não deveria estar tão nervosa. 1º de maio. Não pude manter-me em dia com o diário porque estou em plenos exames. Eu sei. mais uma desculpa ruim. Prometo que, adiante, sacarei tempo de onde quer que seja para escrever todos os dias um pouquinho. 25 de maio. 3 semanas de absoluto silêncio. Quando olho os diários que escrevia antes, me pergunto de onde sacava o tempo. Por fim, vou a dar o salto ao desconhecido. Nunca mais voltarei aqui. Acabo de sacar todo o dinheiro que tinha no banco, 60.000 pratas, e já guardei toda a minha roupa, meus livros e meus cadernos de apontamentos na maleta. Lamentavelmente, não posso levar nem meus bichinhos de pelúcia, nem as coisas maiores, nem a tela, e temo que, dadas as circunstâncias, não poderei dizer à mamãe pedir à mamãe que os envie pelo correio. Vou a deixar uma carta de despedida para a família, mas não vou dizer-lhes aonde vou. 18 anos de contínua vigilância é mais que suficiente e não quero mais interferências em minha nova vida. Embora ainda pareça estranho, esta manhã, quando estava fazendo a maleta, recordei algo que havia esquecido faz muito tempo. De pequena, guardava todos os meus desenhos em uma caixa debaixo das tábuas de madeira do solo, para que meu pai não as visse e não me dissesse que me passava a vida perdendo tempo. Encontrei a caixa justo onde a havia deixado faz 6 anos, e que a meti na maleta sem sequer abri-la. Eu o farei quando chegue a Veneza. Não creio que este seja um bom momento para pôr-me nostálgica pensando em minha infância, mas me alegro de haver me recordado desta caixa. Esta noite é a noite. Sairei daqui pelas 4 da manhã para pegar o trem a Greenvale e desde ali viajarei diretamente à grande cidade, Newport. À hora de jantar, verei a mamãe, a papai e a Owen e a Daniel pela última vez em muito tempo. A verdade é que não me importa não voltar a ver a papai, embora eu sinta muito por mamãe. Mas sei que me incomodará de menos e sei que se sentirá muito culpada pelo mal que me tratou todos esses anos. E quanto a Dani e Owen, não sei. Dani é idiota, embora, em teoria, possa melhorar. Duvido que tente. E Owen é todo um menino. Talvez sim tenha solução. Mas quanto a papai siga levando as rendas... Essa noite irei ao lago despedir-me. Faz muito tempo que não vou ali, desde aquele estranho dia. Bom, terei que voltar ali uma vez, ou sim, não poderei tirá-lo da minha cabeça. E quanto aos meus amigos, prefiro não dizer-lhes nada. Lhes escreverei quando chegar a Newport, a Veneza. Assim que este será o último que eu escrevo nesta casa, nesta habitação. De alguma forma que não posso acabar de explicar, sei que farei de menos. Não muito, mas, bom, depois de tudo foi aqui onde cresci, onde passei os únicos 18 anos da minha vida. Um lugar que não posso esquecer ou ignorar. Não quero sentir-me mal pelo que estou a ponto de fazer, mas a verdade é que não posso evitá-lo. Me sinto um pouco mal. Embora, ante tudo o que estou é entusiasmante ante o que possa passar a partir de amanhã. Creio, não estou segura de que vou ser feliz. 28 de julho de 2209. Essa manhã me despertei muito cedo. Nem sequer tratarei de descobrir o sonho que tive esta noite. Já basta de contos de fadas. Devo começar a sonhar que algo de copos e de compras. Já se sabe as coisas importantes da vida. Bebida e compras. Acabo de me dar conta da exposição se inaugura dentro de 2 semanas. Meu quadro não está em condições de ser exposto, nem em anos. O certo é que, pelo momento, não é mais que uma tela em branco. Sei que alguns imbecis lhes encantaria. Olha, pequena expressão do nada. Que significado mais profundo. Mas meus professores não passarão por esse aro. Assim que hoje terei que começar ao menos 6 horas no estúdio e esperar que me chegue a inspiração do céu. Quem sabe? Coisas mais raras já foram vistas. Vamos sair então?
I'd better head over to the studio to do some work. Only 2 weeks until the big show opens, and my contribution is in serious need of attention. Might be a good idea to get dressed first, though.
Não, pode ir assim mesmo.
Hey, babe? Babe, you're looking real sexy today.
Zach, listen, I've got to run, and...
What's going on, April? How you been?
Primeiro que meu nome não é Baby. De verdade, agora não tenho tempo. Muito bem. Obrigada. E você? Agora não tenho tempo. Ou tudo ia bem até que você apareceu. Não, acho que não precisa ser agressiva assim.
I don't really have time to hang around.
Then how about hanging out with me tonight? A few raptures, some hot dancing. Did I tell you I got a VIP pass to the pavilion? Those things are hard to come by, babe.
Não, Zack, não creio que funcione. É um bom plano, mas essa noite não posso. Eu pensarei. Não creio que funcione.
No, that's not gonna work, Zach.
What? You got something against me, babe? Do I offend you in some way?
Oh, no. I just don't think it's a good idea for us to be together like that.
Hey, whatever. You come crawling back when you realize your mistake, babe. I'm out of here.
What an asshole.
Eu não lembro de quando eu joguei isso, mas pela conversa provavelmente ela vai precisar desses ingressos que ele ofereceu. Daí ela vai ter que voltar de joelhos implorando para ele. O que tem aqui? Um terminal de acesso livre.
It's a fact, as in F-A-C-T, Free Access Terminal.
Posso falar com ele.
Computer.
Voice interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal.
Oh, okay.
Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade? In addition to a voice interface, true holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility.
No, I'll just use my hands, thanks.
You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now...
Hold on. You understood that. You have a voice interface installed already. Why would I pay to have another one installed?
Current voice interface is for sales purposes only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today...
No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me.
Noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time.
FUB?
Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry deadly arms.
Well, whatever. Sorry.
Apartamento de Charlie. Apartamento de Zack.
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and I pray I never will.
Apartamento de Charlie. Quem é Charlie?
Charlie's apartment. His place is twice as big as mine, with a private bathroom and a huge bed. I guess he likes his creature comforts. Nobody home.
Descer, então. Fiona.
That's Fiona, my landlady. She's all right.
Conversar.
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
Tive pesadelo horrível.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling. Mickey woke me up screaming in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
That doesn't sound like Mickey.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress-related. After all, the exhibition's right around the corner.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
I think you work too hard, darling. You need to relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
No, I don't know, but apparently you do.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
Onde se meteu todo mundo?
Where's everybody this morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement. Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when you took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
She's just as headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
Não deverias estar aí fora desfrutando bom tempo?
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
Posso fazer-lhe uma pergunta?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
Me fale de Emma.
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey, then? Except for the sex, of course.
That's a pretty big except for, Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
Há algo mais que você possa me dizer da Emma?
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt. And although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have told her. She won't listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here. Next to you and Charlie, she's my favourite tenant.
Que pensou da primeira vez que me viu?
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
E quanto tempo conheces Charlie?
How long have you known Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in. Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual, genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
E o que me dizes de Zack Lee?
What's up with Zach Lee?
Zach? I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
Me fale de você mesma, Fiona.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? It's not much to say, darling. I love my job, I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in Newport.
Faz quanto que você e Mickey estão juntas?
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realized she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner-city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armour, that's for sure, but she knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
Pode contar-me da residência?
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favourite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
Como foi que decidiu abrir albergue?
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub. It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
Como lhes ocorreu o nome da pensão, A Fronteira?
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds. Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
Yes, I've practiced. I may be an inner-city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
O edifício é teu e de Mickey?
Do you and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room. And, of course, the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
O que você sabe de Veneza?
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
Qual é a história do meu apartamento?
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient. And it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
Você gosta de Newport?
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
And which one is it? Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
Creio que, por enquanto, não tenho mais perguntas.
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
Será melhor que eu me marche.
I'd better get going.
Off to school?
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
Sofá.
They really knew how to design tacky furniture back in the late 22nd century.
Cadê?
It's a chair.
Mesa de café.
Emma picked this table up at a flea market for $10 last month. That's $9 more than it's worth.
Caixa de fósforo.
It's a matchbook.
April.
April Ryan, you have got to get past yourself.
Tela da TV.
The omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know, that really freaks me out when I think about it.
Estante.
Shelves.
Os quadros de anúncios. Postal.
San Francisco. I'd love to go there someday. Someday soon, hopefully.
Lista de tarefas.
Common room duty roster, July 27th. April and Emma. Oh, joy, manual labor, my favorite.
Noite de vídeo e pizza.
Pizza and movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap? Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona.
Nota cor-de-rosa.
I can't tell what that note's saying as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible.
Pegar. Musculitos.
I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll take a nerd any day.
Pôster grande.
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe, Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food, live performances by Roy Dale, Harlequin Masquerade, The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar, $10 only. Spread the word.
Chá.
Look, it's Monkey Boy. It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe. It's a pushpin. Found. A gold ring under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona. I did lose a gold ring a few weeks ago. I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Fiona, achou meu anel de ouro?
I saw this note on the corkboard. I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Thanks. It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day. You know what's strange? I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. But I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me. I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again. Ever.
Janela.
We have a nice view of the bridges from this window.
Anel.
Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday.
Então hoje vamos parando por aqui. O Exou Biribó, agradecendo a presença, o apoio, as dicas, a torcida, desejando boa noite até amanhã. Por enquanto eu fui.